So hi, my name is Yael, and today I'm going to be talking about my CAP, Recycling versus Reality, which I completed alongside my team members, Sophia Borden and Devin Weil, representing the team Green Gurus. So my CAP really started off because we realized that Broward County has a really low recycling rate. Only 9 to 10% of things that are placed in recycling bins are actually recycled. So this really made us realize that we wanted to further investigate this at our school and just kind of see like what we were doing because our school had said that they practiced recycling and that they really cared about it. We just wanted to find out more about how it worked. So once we figured this out, we decided to create a few goals, which we separated into 4 phases. So phase 1 was to understand how MSW worked at our school. Phase 2 would then be identifying areas of improvement in order to see how we could help our school system of municipal waste. And then phase 3 would be engaging our community and kind of helping them see what was going on. And then phase 4 would be implementing useful resources and practical methods so that we could actually put all of our research to work. Even though we did all of this, we did encounter many setbacks in the beginning of our project. One of the biggest being email. So a lot of times we had to email people from our administration or companies such as Waste Management multiple times, and we just faced the issue of not getting any feedback. And then once we did get feedback, people wouldn't really know where to direct us towards. So we kind of had a few gaps when it came to understanding the process and what was actually happening regarding recycling. And then we also had a lot of breaks because the school year just has a lot of breaks. So now I'm going to talk about our actual CAP. So we started off by contacting Waste Management in Broward County. And once we were able to actually get into contact with them, Waste Management sent us the following resources. So through these resources, we were able to see that Waste Management actually does care about recycling, and they do want to help encourage it, which is why they sent us these flyers, which we are planning to paste all around our school. And then we also realized that they want to stop myths about recycling and want people to understand how to properly do it so that it can just make the process a lot easier and practical for everyone. So once we got this information, we decided to contact our school's facilities staff. And once we did, we figured out that there wasn't much training when it came to recycling. So as you can see on my screen, this is the only real piece of information we got about facilities training. And as you can see, there isn't really anything about trash and recycling. So based on this, and also just based on our own observations, we were able to see that our school just joins both recycling and ordinary trash, and that they don't really have any set guidelines for municipal waste disposal. And then once we had all of that information, my team decided that we wanted to see what K through 12 students really knew about recycling and kind of what their own practices were. So we decided to create a survey. So we surveyed 195 high school and lower school students, and the survey included a wide range of questions, such as what do you think can be recycled? How do you think that like your daily activities impact the environment, and other questions like that. And based on this, we were able to deduce that most students require further education when it comes to the environment, because as you can see on our screen, there's a wide range of what people think can and can be recycled. But many of those things actually can't be recycled. And we also saw, based on our survey, that a lot of our students actually throw away trash wherever is most convenient for them when they're at school or outside of their home, but they do practice recycling at home. And then in the survey, we also asked the question of, are you willing to make changes to your daily habits if you know they're going to make an impact? And as you can see, the majority of students said that they would. So that just made us realize that if we were able to create a meaningful solution, we knew that students would be willing to make the changes. So once we figured all of this out, we decided that we needed to make recycling more convenient. So we conducted a survey, and with the help of the Environmental Action Club, we were able to gather information about all of the trash and recycling bins in all of the upper school classrooms, buildings, and hallways. And one of the most common trends we found was that most classrooms have 2 normal sized trash bins and 1 recycling bin, but there's also a large amount of classrooms that only have 1 recycling bin or 1 normal bin, which kind of led us to see why recycling wasn't really possible at our school, because it isn't convenient or practical. So how can we expect students to know how to recycle when they don't even have the opportunity to do this? So this made us realize that in order to make an actual change, what we need is to actually reorganize the trash bins that we already have. We also need to get our school to invest in additional recycling and normal bins for both outside areas like hallways and classrooms, just so that it can actually become something that's practical and can be implemented into daily life. And then another thing we realized was that we need more support from our administration so that we can actually have correct facilities training and use the resources available to us by waste management so that we can actually implement useful recycling. And all of this led us to realize that okay, so essentially this is where we got to in our project, but we also have talked with other people at our school, and we are currently working with people at our television news broadcast at our school in order to like talk and share what we learned through our CAP project in order to make our students more aware of recycling and the point it's at our current school. We're also talking to administration currently in order to put more recycling bins at our school and make it actually meaningful, and so that we can actually make an impact and have other people know what's going on and actually make it possible and increase the amount of trash that's being recycled in our own county. And so the main takeaways of our project were that persistence and dedication is key. So like I talked about at the beginning of my presentation, we did face a lot of challenges when it came to contacting people and actually getting responses, but through our dedication and persistence, we were able to overcome that and continue contacting and emailing people in order to get the responses we needed. And then we also saw that it's easy to assume that things work as we're told, which we saw through the surveys our students completed. And we also saw that speaking out is essential if we actually want to make the change. And yeah, thank you.